My mom has only spoken French to my sister and I our whole lives. She's a French teacher.
So she says je t'aime or whatever. And then my dad didn't talk about anything.
Nobody had an emotional bond with Charlie. Charlie was probably what we call nowadays Asperger's. Charlie's obsession, whatever you want to call it, monomania, he loved to travel. He lived to travel like Alex lives to climb. When he wasn't traveling, things were not good. Alex would do something and we'd call him stupid names. Hey, bozo, don't do it like that. You're just demeaning things. If you learn that about your self-worth when you're this big, I don't think that goes away.
I have no recollection of that.
I don't think my dad put down anybody. I think my dad is like a teddy bear. But Dad was pretty morose. And then the thing is, once they got divorced, then they both were like so much happier and it all seemed great. But he died the next summer. It's really kind of too bad that he doesn't get to see how it all played out. Because he put so much effort into nurturing my climbing. But who knows, maybe Mom thought that he was like holding us back or like, you know, not pushing us to achieve our full potential or like whatever, you know what I mean?
My mom's favorite sayings are, presque ne compte pas, almost doesn't count, or good enough isn't. No matter how well I ever do at anything, it's not that good. The bottomless pit of self-loathing. I mean, that's definitely the motivation for some soloing. My foot is improving, but it still swells up a bit. Rope! Pretty epic rappel. We're just commuting down the wall, kinda. We're just having a good old time.
If you look at soloing El Cap objectively, there are probably 6 pitches that worry me the most.
Just off the ground, there's some insecure climbing.
And then free blast, pitch 6 being the one I fell off of, which is obviously total botch.
Then the down climb to the Hollow Flake. And then the monster off with just super physical, difficult style of climbing.
When you're in the monster off with, some part of you is always being crushed in the mountain. Imagine like the worst type of Pilates class in the whole world. Somebody like flogging you as you do it and occasionally like sandpaper and skin off your body. Telling you to hold the position until you freaking vomit. And if you lose the position, you die.
The enduro corner in and of itself would have been the most difficult part of virtually any big solo I've done. Your feet aren't on any specific holds. What makes your feet stay to the wall is the amount of pressure that you pull with your hands. The harder you pull with your hands, the more your feet stick. The most demanding for your arms on the whole route. And you've climbed 2,500 feet to get to the enduro corner, so you're pretty fatigued. But the piece that I've always worried about the most is the crux, the hardest part. To get past the crux, you have to climb either the boulder problem or the Teflon corner, 2,000 feet off the ground, each of which I've fallen off many times with the rope. The Teflon corner is basically like a 90-degree corner of glass, which is ultra slippery. It just fills me with terror. Pushing against the 2 walls of it with my feet on glass, my palms on glass, and trying to make these little micro adjustments to keep my balance centered so that I can push evenly on all 4 sides of it. And then I imagine 2,500 feet of air beneath my feet. You're like, that's just a crazy thing to think about. The alternative is the boulder problem. But the boulder problem has a 10-foot section that's incredibly difficult. It's a very intricate sequence. You've got your right hand on a crimp, left hand on a side pull, and then you put your right foot onto this dimple thing. Right hand goes up to a small down pulling crimp, left foot goes into a little dish, and then you drive up off the left foot into the thumb press. That's the worst hold on the entire route. So you get maybe half your thumb on the hold. Then you roll your 2 fingers over the thumb, switch your feet, left foot stems out to this really bad sloping black foothold. Switch your thumbs. And then reach out left to a big sloping bread loaf type hold that feels kind of grainy. From there, either karate kick or double dyno to an edge on the opposite wall. In some ways, it makes more sense to do the big 2-handed jump because you're jumping to a good edge, so there's actually something to catch.